Can we have a roll call, please?
Freeholders, Actor. Bartlett.
Here.
Best. Duffy. Lepore.
Here.
Deputy Director James.
Here.
Director Lazare.
Here. I will start off with our administrative report, Mr. Vanilla.
Well, this is our tradition the holiday season. We are always honored to have our Passaic County Tech Tones here this evening to perform some of our holiday music. They were kind enough this afternoon to be here for the tree lighting. They've been here all day. Get enough pizza and everything?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So we will invite up the director of the Tech Tone, Ms. Tiana Bascom, co-director, Mr. Jose Martinez, and our organist, Mr. Donald Parker. Great to see you all.
I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Yep, keep going, I'm greedy. Bless
wonderful. You teachers are amazing, and we love having you here. You just made the whole holiday spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Director, next on my agenda is something I know this board is very proud of, our relationship with our community college and our firefighters. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Passaic County Fire Academy. We have Mr. Al Evangelista, and I know, Al, you have brought some people with you. If you want to bring everybody up, Fielder Duffy is going to present the proclamation recognizing the 25th. Yeah, well, everybody come up.
How do you follow that act? Go ahead, Director.
One of the newest members of the Fire Academy who just graduated last month. You might want to join the gentleman up in the front. Come on. We're very proud of you.
Come on, congratulations. Yes. My distinct honor and pleasure, and how do you follow an act like that is a little tough. I know these gentlemen personally, and I am a proud father of a graduate who's a passionate firefighter, so it gives me great honor to lead this these gentlemen. Whereas the Passaic County Community College Public Safety Academy is celebrating the 25th anniversary of its fire academy, and whereas in the late 1980s there was a need for a Passaic County sponsored fire training facility, most fire departments were either sending their recruits out of county or to North Jersey Volunteer Firemen's Training Center in Wayne, causing recruits to be put on a waiting list to attend their facilities, thereby making training difficult to obtain. And whereas after the incorporation of the Passaic County Mutual Aid Association in 1988, like 4 lifetimes ago, huh? a committee was appointed by then President James Berry of North Yeldon, which was chaired by Vice President and Pompton Lakes Fire Chief Albert Evangelista, who, along with the chiefs from each of the 16 municipalities of Passaic County, met with Law and Public Safety Committee of the Passaic County Board of Chosen Freeholders. And it was at that meeting that the freeholders were convinced that firefighting training should be a county responsibility. And the Passaic County Fire Academy was established with Chief Evangelista, voted director of the academy by the Mutual Aid Association. And whereas the first several years of classes were held at the Passaic County Vocational and Technical High School in Wayne, with outdoor training provided at the Sheriff's Training Tower, the North Jersey Volunteer Firemen's Training Center in Wayne, the training tower at the Clifton Fire Department, and the use of the former site of the original Passaic County Police Academy in Pompton Lakes. And whereas operations were difficult due to the lack of a centralized training area, open space, and much needed storage space. And whereas through the combined effort of the Passaic County Community College Board of Trustees and the Passaic County Board of Chosen Freeholders, a state-of-the-art facility was built to house both the fire and EMS programs that the college would offer. And the new facility opened in 2000 and has been growing steadily over the last 17 years. And whereas the staff is fully certified in the Division of Fire Safety, and most have years of on-the-job experience as well as rank in the respective departments, and all instructors complete annual CEU courses to maintain their certification. And firefighters trained in a centralized location with adequate equipment and supplies. And whereas the training standards and curriculum meet Pro Board and ISAC standards, and the Academy's fire certificates are valid in 33 of the 50 states. Now therefore be proclaimed by the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Passaic that publicly congratulates the Passaic County Fire Academy on this 25th anniversary and wishes them many more years of success. Congratulations.
We'll do that first.
Say a couple words. You're not locked with those words. I know that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to congratulate all the young ladies and gentlemen on an excellent job with their songs this evening. It was terrific.
Thank you.
Secondly, thank you to the Board of Chosen Freeholders for what you've done and continue to do for us. It all started back then. As a matter of fact, the chairman of the board was the Honorable Freeholder Anthony Graziano from Louisville that we worked with at that time, and he was instrumental again as well in getting the board to take action to get us a centralized training facility for both the career and volunteer firefighters in our county. And we really appreciate that. We've got an excellent cadre of instructors, some of the best, if not the best in the state. They come from a long lineage of fire department history, and we're just very proud of our operation. We want to see it grow. We want to see it continue. And as you know, just with the recent event yesterday in New York City, it is just so important that we continue to get better and better training every year as we go along here. So it's a major accomplishment, and again, thank you to the Freeholder Board for this recognition. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Director, that concludes my portion of the comments.
On to reviewing the agenda, do we have any late starters or amendments or anything?
Yes, we do.
We have, Director, for you to the board, 2 amendatory resolutions. J36, which is a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to negotiate an award to several vendors listed, and there were just some technical corrections on that amendment. And then the second, Director, through you to the board, is amendatory resolution J60, which is a resolution for change order number 2 for the John Garcia Construction Company, Inc., as it pertains to the on-call drainage project, Totowa Ave and Linwood Ave in Patterson, New Jersey. Again, some technical corrections. And then we have 3 late starters. J84 is a resolution approving the issuance of county guaranteed parking revenue refunding bonds at 200 Hospital Plaza Corporation Project, Series 2017, pursuant to Section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986. Which one is that? That was 84. This is 85. Resolution authorizing the expenditure of up to $125,000 even to cover miscellaneous improvements and enhancements, to the county's security, fire alarm, and CCTV systems in the Passaic County owned facilities by United Federated Systems during the remainder of their contract. And finally, Director, through you to the board, Resolution J86, which is a resolution authorizing the purchase of body armor for the Passaic County Sheriff's Office through state contract. That's it.
And any reason to go into executive session?
No, there will be a need to, for the late starters to add them to the agenda.
And the motion to adjourn.
Duffy. Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett. Best. Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore. Deputy Director James. Director Lazare.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move into our regular meeting agenda. December 12th, 2017. I welcome everybody here today. If you missed it, we had a wonderful concert for the Tectons at PCTI, which really is kicking off the holiday season. As many of you might know, this is our last meeting before the holidays come up. And with that, I'd like to do a roll call. The announcement of the open public meeting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the notice requirement of the Open Public Meetings Law has been satisfied with respect to this meeting, specifying the time, date, and location, including the annual notice, adopted the reorganization meeting, filed with the county clerk, posted in the administration building, mailed to 2 newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the law.
Thank you. Roll call.
Freeholders, Actor. Bartlett. Best. Duffy.
Here.
Lepore.
Here.
Deputy Director James.
Here.
Director Lazare.
Here. Can we have the application, please? If everyone will please stand.
O God, who provides for thy people by thy power and rules over them in love, be gracious enough to bless thy servants, our freeholders in this county of Passaic, that thy people may dwell in peace and safety through our Lord. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a moment of silence to remember all the men and women who have died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. motion to approve the minutes of November 21st?
So be it. Second.
Clerk, the floor.
Freeholders, Apter. Bartlett. Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. Can I have a motion for the approval of the proclamations? Actor and James.
Freeholders, Apter.
Yes.
Bartlett. Duffy. Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. And we'll move on to freeholder reports. I guess we'll go in order. I'm going to start off this meeting by making an announcement. We've had some interesting conversations here at our meetings in the last few months regarding Rifle Camp Park. There were many of you who were very passionate about the park, who felt strongly about the disc golf, to the point where you have taken the opportunity to not only challenge our intelligence, but question our integrity. In addition to mentioning that perhaps we would take some kind of kickbacks on the disc golf course. Of course, all of which are untrue. I am proud to sit up here with the gentleman that I'm sitting up here with now, who have the intelligence to be sitting up here and the integrity to run this county. With that said, we have come to a conclusion as a team that we will not be putting disc golf at Rifle Camp Park. We have heard your concerns. We have listened to you many times, and although I personally, and I won't speak for the rest of the freeholders, am somewhat taken aback by some of the comments that have come up in the last few months, I am very proud to be sitting up here with these gentlemen who have risen above that and done what they feel and made a decision about Rifle Camp Park. So your voices have been heard. We will not proceed with the disc golf at Rifle Camp Park, and we thank you for your comments that helped us realize that perhaps that was not the best place to put Rifle Camp Park.
Thank you.
So that's my report. I guess we'll move on to Deputy Director Bruce James.
It's been a long year, especially for those of us that had to run. It's been a very long year. I'm saying now because you never know if we have to 1 o'clock in 2 weeks. It's been a pleasure serving with all of you, and you've been a great director for the year. I've never seen anybody as passionate at the ground running as quickly as you did when you were elected as a freeholder. You haven't disappointed anybody who supported you in that first run, and I'm proud to have you as a friend. And all of you, it's taken a long time. I've been here now. We started my 13th year, and Terry and Pat, we started our 14th year. We've had many new freeholders since we started this. This is one of the best boards I think we've ever had. And everybody on this board is bright and passionate and caring. Our staff is bright and passionate and caring. So this county is being well served. And I'm happy to come here every day. It's fun to come here every day and try to get things done to help as many people as we can. And that's all of you. You're definitely brothers and sisters up here. And I will always support all of you. You're wonderful to work with, and for all these years that we've been, except you lied to me about your wife in the plane crash. Other than that, it's been absolutely a pleasure, and I'm happy that we're all here, and I'm happy that you guys are my home. Don't let her hear that. That's my report.
First of all, Director, I want to thank you, and I want to echo the thoughts of our Deputy Director, Bruce James, and just say it's been an amazing year for me. Obviously, this was my first year on the Freeholder Board. It's been almost a year exactly. It's been a great honor, and I'm very grateful that the the residents of this county have seen fit to allow me to continue the service. I appreciate your leadership, Director. I'm grateful even for Bruce's leadership and help he's given me on this freeholder board. But most of all, I'm amazed by the commitment of the staff and the people who we have working for this county. So I'm really grateful for that. I've been lucky enough to work in public service, since I finished college, and I've seen good government and I've seen bad government, and what we have here, and I don't just say that because I sit on this board, is good government. And I pointed out before, we just received another upgrade of our credit rating, and that's a testament to our county administrator, Mr. Nova, and his staff, which has done a good job. And those credit ratings, which people don't understand, is it's not based on the flashy numbers. It's not based on things that are in the papers, things like tax cuts or large projects. What it's based on is stability. It's based on the fact that they're looking ahead and seeing, do you have enough in your reserves? Are you balancing your budgets? Do you have a responsible level of government that they can take the bet on your paying back the bonds and other things that we take? And the rating agencies consider us a very good bet. And so that's a testament to the work we do. And I hate to say what I'm not grateful for, but I do want to say that I am not grateful at this moment for what seems unfortunately inevitable in the Trump tax bill, which will hurt our families here in New Jersey more than anything. So many residents who I've heard of are worried about, the time when we finally got our housing market back. They are worried about the value of their homes because they will no longer be able to deduct their property taxes on their state and local taxes from their tax bill, and that will make it even less affordable to live in New Jersey at a time when we already get back one of the lowest returns from Washington on returns. And I'm also not grateful for the Christie administration, which unfortunately on its way out is refusing to keep the budget where it is and not make the financial picture worse for our governor-elect. And I'll be grateful to welcome in the new year when we swear in January, when we swear in our new governor, and hopefully we have some new fiscal responsible government finally that can actually help us with our work here at the county instead of making it harder for us and harder for the taxpayers and the residents of Passaic County. Thank you, Drew.
Freeholder Bartlett.
Thank you very much, Director. And I want to echo a great deal of what my colleagues said, particularly thanking you as Director, but all of my colleagues for everything that we're able to do together as a board. I'm coming to the end now of my 5th year as a freeholder, and I have learned so much about public service from each of you, each in different ways, each with different characters, but each tremendously inspiring to me. It was part of what caused me to feel the call earlier this year to seek federal office. And although that campaign has recently come to an end, I am just as happy to be continuing to serve, heading into my 6th year, and heading into campaign season, Director and Assad, with both of you as we go out and talk about what we've done here in Passaic County, what we've accomplished, whether it's the credit rating upgrades, whether it's the investments that we made in Passaic County Tech, and you heard the tech zones earlier, the fact that we're doubling down on the stuff that matters most to residents of Passaic County, education at the secondary and higher level, human services, public service, and I couldn't be prouder to be part of this team. And as we go forward, I'm going to continue to stand up for the things that I believe in, and as Assad mentioned, that is going to include standing up to our representatives at the federal level, talking about the kind of devastating effect that the President's proposed policies and a lot of the legislation that our Republican members of Congress have voted for will have very, very negative effects here in Passaic County on what we're able to do as a county and on what our residents are able to afford and the opportunities that will be before them. And we're going to continue to stand up for all those residents. And to all of you, to our administrator, to Lou, the clerk, and the entire staff of the county, thank you for another terrific year, and I look forward to yet another in 2018.
Freeholder Duffy.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I'd like to congratulate you on a great year as being our director. You really did a fantastic job. I've gone through a lot of directors, and you are tops, really. You're not just the only woman on board, I know, but you did a great job. You handled it very well. I want to congratulate my colleagues on a great year, even my little friend here. And it's true of the staff. Tony, you've done a great job. You guys have really just never know anything. And this staff here is second to none. And it's obvious of how this county is being run and continues to be run. I'm proud to be Billy. We've been around here forever. Thank God, thank God. And keep it all together. I truly enjoy this job. I love every bit of it. It's been great, great 13 years. I have 2 more years left on my term, so you can't really touch me for another 2 years. I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. To reach out to the golf course opponents there, I consider that with our board, and I echo the sentiments of our director, but I consider that good government. Is that, we had an idea, we were looking forward to it, we thought we were going on the right track, and you people, the taxpayers, the voters, came to us and you were passionate about it, and we all stepped back a little bit and took a look and said, you know what, you do have merit here. And that's, I consider that a job well done with this board. And that's the way we've rolled the last, 13 years. We've really come a long way. Much to the credit to everyone up here and everyone out there. So I thank you for coming to these meetings, and it's not easy. We ran for this office. You're just trying to steer us in the right direction. And I think you did. And I congratulate you as well. Merry Christmas to everyone.
And Freeholder report.
Thank you, Director. First of all, you and I go back quite a few years. I knew from the beginning that you would be a great director here. It was a great choice by my colleagues here, and I'm just thankful that you were here this year. Had some tough things we had to deal with, and having your leadership in place was a tremendous asset for us as a board. My colleagues on the board, I feel honored to serve with all of you, even you, Terry, and the department heads throughout the county. I want to thank you for your service and your commitment to the board. You are the engine that runs this county, and all we do is start the engine. And thank God that we have all of you here assisting us on a day-to-day operation. To administration, Anthony, greatly honored to serve with you as the administrator. You are the rudder along with Matt. You guys do, again, day-to-day operations. You keep everybody corralled. County Council, keep us out of trouble. Thank you very much for that, even Terry. I just want to take this opportunity to let everyone know that I will continue to do what I think is right, along with my colleagues on the county. Again, I never take this job for granted. I never forget that it's an honor and a privilege to serve as your freeholder, regardless of whether we agree or disagree on various things. But I just want to end by wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy holidays to all. Thank you.
Thank you. I just got something. First of all, we had a tree light today, and we had the little kids come from Memorial Daycare, which was really nice. We had the Tectone singing. But our lobby out here wouldn't look like it does if it weren't for Jack Nigro, who is our superintendent of buildings and grounds. We want to acknowledge you for the great work you've done with your crew. Steve Orsini, the deputy superintendent of building and grounds, you always put your heart into it, and you've made it look beautiful, and the kids had a wonderful time. And to the entire crew for setting up all the decorations and just making this just such a lovely place to be this time of year. I also have to tell you that on January 4th, 2018, at 5:45 p.m. sharp, we will have a swearing-in ceremony for freeholders Ocker, Best, and James up at Passaic County Tech. You are all cordially invited to join us there on that day. And we would look forward to seeing you.
And the Hanukkah of the menorah lighting is Thursday at 10 a.m. in the lobby.
Okay, and the Hanukkah lighting is, as the administrator said. Okay, I guess that's it for reports right now. Communications. Okay. Okay, we're going to move on to the oral portion of this meeting. Could I have a motion to open up the public portion?
Second.
Victor and Bartlett, please know you have to state your full name and address, and you have 3 minutes to speak at the podium.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes.
I'm first. Good evening. Kurt Schnackenberg, 268 Washington Avenue, Clifton. The freeholders of Passaic County, thank you. It's been a long road. I didn't want to go down this road. I always knew that the freeholders were special and that political opposition is not something which is a simple act in Passaic County. But I felt that the cause was just and it was worth the effort. And the park is a beautiful park and will be beautiful for my son and hopefully my son's children as well. We've been down a road together, trying to establish reasonable choices for the future of a beloved local park. It is my sincere hope that we can work together in harmony to create meaningful and effective change in Rifle Camp Park that will help it blossom into an invaluable community asset while preserving the park's essential qualities as a celebration of the natural world. This road, however, is not all smooth. There have been obstacles that needed to be resolved and overcome. There is much good to be done for the community with Rifle Camp Park. We would like to move forward. It is difficult to ignore that someone has taken a spray can to large swaths of what should be a natural forest. We would greatly appreciate the attention of the freeholders to this situation. It would be better for all of us to work together with clear and open lines of communication for the benefit of Rifle Camp Park and the citizens of Passaic County. There are so many important issues ahead of us. The Nature Center and Observatory reopening, Paxton Quarry, making the park ready for the 21st century. We want to move forward and put this event into history. We have a lot of things that we would like to have for the park, and I believe that these are all possible. Removal of the toboggan run is very high on the list. Thank you for thinking of that. Basketball court is in need of repair, playground equipment, the usual accoutrements that people expect when they come to a proper park. We'd like to see cross-country skiing introduced at Rifle Camp Park. And we have some ideas in that realm. I don't know if it would be appropriate this winter to get it active. It all depends on snow, of course. But we would like cross-country skiing to be available to people in the park. We want kiosks and proper signage to emphasize the scenic views. The Par Fitness course is important, and we would like to see that restored. We'd like to see repairs and upgrades to the park bathrooms, which I understand are already in plan and in progress. We'd like upgrades to the camping area, which is functional, but it's a little, it could really use refurbishment. The park amenities are not all ADA compliant, and we believe that ADA compliance is an important aspect for our public amenity.
I'm sorry.
I'm president of Friends of Gare Mountain Reservation and a board member of Bergen County Audubon Society. And I'm out here representing these small groups. I feel I'm representing the people that love and appreciate these parks. And they come from all around the country to come here. I brought people, and we brought people here from around the world. And not one person has ever been they've all been amazed about how wonderful Rifle Camp Park is, how wonderful Gare Mountain Reservation is. It is unique, and it's unique because of where it is, and it needs to be preserved. We want these parks to be restored to their greatness, preserve the forest, the ridges, the overlooks, the ponds, restore the great WPA stonework that there's probably grandparents and great-grandparents of some people that we know did this work. Past county administrations have just tossed some of it aside, and that's a shame. That's the stuff that the county should be looking at restoring. This is great, beautiful stonework that needs to be repaired, and I know some of it is already being done with proposals for the crow's nest at Garrett, which is a really beautiful spot. We appreciate that the freeholders have chosen to look for another location for the disc golf. That's a real good thing. But we have noticed the selfish people that we believe are the disc golfers that have come and spray painted. They did this after it was proposed that you look at another spot. They sprayed over 650 trees. We were just beside ourselves when we saw this. I want to let you know that they have stated that if they don't get their course there, they will put in a target-based course there anyway. You need to be on the lookout for what they're doing. They do want to play their game. They don't care about the nature of the park. They're there to play the game. That's what they want. Friends of Garrett, Bergen County Audubon, New Jersey Audubon, these are the groups that you need to find a way to get in touch with. We are the people that care about this park. We are the people that care about what goes on the mountain there, just as you do. We have lots of intelligent people. We have lots of information to give. And we hope that you will be willing to work with us in the future as you have now. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Don Perino, 6 Helen Drive in Moonachie, and I'm also the president of Bergen County Audubon Society. I apologize for the name, but it's about 76 years old, and we do represent all the towns in Passaic County also. So, and I came on the perfect night, it seems. I really want to thank you for standing up and doing the right thing. And I really, at this point, just want to just kind of talk about how important these and how unique Rifle Camp Park and Garrett Mountain really are. We're the local chapter of National Audubon Society. National Audubon Society is the organization that declared that area an important bird area. So of all the country, all the places around the whole country, they thought that this is one of the most important places, not only in New Jersey, but in the entire country. So it's something that we should cherish. And so I'm with you that we should bring more people out to the parks. That's what we do every day. We want people outside. We don't want people to stay inside anymore. And you have the perfect place to do that. And look, you know, our natural resources, it's no secret, under attack nationally. And so the more that we could protect it here, this is where we draw the line. This is what we have to do. We want to bring everybody out there. You know, the parks are as much about the wildlife as they are about the people. All studies show that when kids and families are out in nature, they learn better, they're healthier, they're just better people all around. So hopefully we could work together to get more people out to the county parks and have them enjoy nature and stand up for what's right. I can't get people to care about climate change or care about preserving habitat or wildlife unless I get them outside, right? And so hopefully we could all do that. But again, this is a really, really special place that should be cherished, and hopefully we can get everybody, all the freeholders out on a nice bird walk one day, what do you say, Chris? And enjoy the natural resource together. So again, thank you very much.
Mary Walsh, 64 Davis Avenue, Hackensack, New Jersey. You know me from the Sierra Club, so of course I'm enormously grateful for this. But we also appreciate that you want to change this park into something better, especially in terms of clientele. So we, the Save Rifle Camp Park Coalition, have been talking about the possibility of applying for grant monies to assist you with whatever you want to do in the park. And again, I'll just reiterate that we hope that we can work together on these kind of projects. Thank you.
Hi, Danusha Goska, 34 Van Houten Street, Paterson, New Jersey. Thank you so much, and since it's from my heart, I will say dziękuję bardzo. Całuję cię, thank you, I kiss you in Polish. I visit Garrett Mountain and Rifle Camp in May, and the place is crawling with people. It's wall-to-wall people. They come not only from all over New Jersey, they come from all over the country. I've encountered people from other countries. And a sentence that has appeared repeatedly on our Facebook page is, I've traveled hundreds of miles to visit that park in spring because it is such a hot spot for birds. Why don't they capitalize on that? Just a hint. And I'd like to make one suggestion. Birds need undergrowth. There's an excess of deer in the park. I understand, I've heard, that deer don't eat a native plant called pawpaw, scientific name Asimina triloba. It's North America's largest native fruit. It's endangered because it spreads clonally rather than by seeds. So you could be protecting a native plant and renewing the undergrowth, and this is for the freeholders and also for Kurt and Don and Chris. Think about planting pawpaw in the park. That would renew the undergrowth and it would bring in even more birds and even more bird tourists. And thank you again.
Jeanette Moody, 9 Courts Lane, Patterson. Just want to say that I'm just so happy and thank you so much. I'll sleep easy tonight, really, because this was hard. You know, it's just a nice celebration. It's I don't know what else to say. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. We're very happy. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Good evening, I'm Vera Lazar, 22 Spencer Ave in Clifton, and I would like to say thank you very much, freeholders. I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the decision you have made regarding Rifle Camp Park. You have indeed listened to the voters, the people of Passaic County, and listened, and I truly believe that you have made the right decision for the park. I would also like to take this opportunity to express my full support for the county's efforts to acquire the Paxton Quarry property as open space. I believe this will be an extremely valuable addition to the county park system. And I would also like to express my support regarding the recent efforts to promote outdoor environmental education opportunities at Rifle Camp Park. And I finally would just like to wish you all a very happy holiday, and I look forward to us all working together in the new year.
Hi, Ann Schnackenberg, 268 Washington Ave, Clifton, New Jersey. I got a little frog in my throat here, hoping you can hear me. I'd like to thank you all for hearing us and for not putting the disc golf up at Rifle Camp Park. I sent you a statement earlier, but I just want to reiterate that the events unfolding in Rifle Camp Park and are in Passaic County here locally are indicative of a state and national dilemma, and our story brings current assault on a lot of state and national parks here in New Jersey, such as Liberty State Park, and nationally, such as Bears Ears National Monument Home, to an even more local level. And public access to and protection in natural open space is currently under siege across all fronts, and steps need to be taken by elected officials to address these situations before it's too late. And I'm happy to say that you've done that. You've really done that now. So thank you. Thank you so much for hearing us and doing the right thing. And I agree, what you have is very special. What we have is very special up at Garrett Mountain Rifle Camp Park and Garrett Mountain Reservation, the Audubon IBA, National Natural Landmark. And I'm going to just ask you to highlight and celebrate those assets to the county. Let people know about them. You know, I know you put a lot of signage in it. Let's just go for it. Let people know. And when addressing our group, we generally begin with, to the people who love Rifle Camp Park, and these people for the last 6 months, I think they really, really do. We really do love Rifle Camp Park. And we want to work with you moving forward, particularly with the trees, with designs, with plans for the parks and trails. You know, we work for free, we will help you out. And it's much better that we all work together. And I'm looking forward to a new year with that kind of action occurring. We would appreciate some answers on what's been going on up there, and we're also here to assist if you're investigating anything. We need help with that. We're also here for that. But we'd like to work with you in the future. We've had a story, and it's been a long one, and the ending of that story has always been up to you. And we're happy for what you've done. So, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Barbara Lamona, 437 Colfax Road, Wayne. I'd like to do a quick recap of what the County of Passaic has done so far to lower the property values and diminish the quality of lives of the residents of Colfax Road by installing rumble strips and creating unbearable noise pollution. First, without any input from or regard for the residents, you installed the deepest possible highway rumble strips on a narrow, less than 2 mile long residential road that did not warrant the need for rumble strips. If you have proof to the contrary of frequent head-on collisions in the past, I'm requesting that the freeholders provide me with the crash study that was used to determine the necessity of the strips. Second, in an attempt to quell the noise pollution that you created, you placed yellow highway construction signs on a residential road. They've had no effect on the noise. Third, you had your contractors paint quadruple yellow lines on portions of Colfax Road, which I'm not even sure is even legal. The lines are not working either. The lines have created an even more hazardous condition than before. You have made a narrow road even more narrow than it was before. The cars now have to come even closer to the pedestrians, bicyclists, and us while we're getting our mail. After the installation of the rumble strips on September 14th, we didn't think that the county could possibly do any more damage to Colfax Road. Boy, were we wrong. When I watched your contractors painting the quadruple yellow lines, I said, there goes another $50,000 of the equity in my home. The only solution is to pave over the strips and undo the damage that you have done. And I'm free to ask, what more can you do to us? On the way here, I received a text from a friend that asked, what are they doing on Colfax? And what's going to happen next week? Concrete median? I mean, everybody in Wayne is just wondering what you're doing. So I'm asking point blank, are you going to remove the rumble strips from Colfax Road? Yes or no? Am I just spinning my wheels coming here every week? Thank you. Oh, by the way, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and all the residents of Colfax Road would like for Christmas is liquid asphalt. Thank you.
Carolyn Markison, 413 Colfax Road, Wayne, New Jersey. Over the course of voicing our concerns about the rumble strips on Colfax, we learned that the county received grant money from the Federal Highway Administration to put in the rumble strips. But the Federal Highway Administration advisories, the FHA, they were disregarded. The FHA acknowledges over and over that rumble strips create noise pollution and that, quote, noise for adjacent residences often limit the usefulness of rumble strips. The FHA expressly states, quote, studies have shown that when rumble strips end approximately 650 feet prior to residential areas, the noise impacts are tolerable. But the county didn't heed these studies. Instead, it installed rumble strips within less than 100 feet of the homes on Colfax, and in most cases within what's probably less than 30. The Federal Highway Administration also states that pavement width limits the usefulness of centerline rumble strips, and that, quote, safe accommodation of all road users should be considered, including bicyclists, pedestrians, and others, end quote. Noting that studies have shown that centerline rumble strips can result in vehicles moving away from the center line, the FHA states, quote, it is recommended that agencies maintain 14 feet of pavement beyond the edge of the centerline rumble strip where vehicles and bicyclists are expected to share the lane, end quote. We don't have 14 feet of pavement on Colfax Road, but the rumble strips were still installed. Also, why didn't the county heed the studies that showing that centerline rumble strips can impact the safety of bicyclists, pedestrians, and residents? This is exactly the safety concerns that we experienced and brought to your attention. What I can tell you today is that we've been able to do something that makes the roads safer for everyone, motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists. We have been successful now in getting the town to lower the speed limit on Colfax Road. It's a happy day. Wayne adopted a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit ordinance on December 6th, but according to Wayne, the county approval is needed. So please tell us whether you will support this reduction. Reducing the speed limit is a significant safety measure, one that can justify the removal of the rumble strips. Slower speeds equals less accidents and certainly less severe accidents. But at the December 7th Wayne Council meeting, the mayor stated that all conversations with the county, quote, have gone the other way, end quote, and that the county has no intention whatsoever of removing the rumble strips. However, on October 10th, the county administrator acknowledged that he knew you were working with the town to lower the speed limit to 35. And Mr. Administrator, you stated on the record, quote, which I think at that time we can certainly take a look at whether or not the road would require rumble strips, end quote. So we've done it. The 35-mile-an-hour speed limit ordinance was adopted. The county's comments at the last meeting were encouraging. The guy said some good things, but we're getting conflicting
Like
comments.
3 minutes, you're up.
Well, if you could just explain it and set the record straight.
Seeing no one at the podium, I move to close the public portion.
Second.
Nothing,
Freeholders, Actor, Bartlett, Duffy.
Yes.
Moore. Deputy Director James. Director Lazare.
Could I have a motion to accept the amended resolutions J36 and J60? James and Arthur, roll call.
Freeholders, Actor. Bartlett. Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore. Deputy Director James. Director Lazare.
Yes. Can I have a motion to accept the late starters J84 to J86? Bartlett.
Second. Freeholders, Actor. Bartlett. Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. Move it.
I thought it was,
Let's just add.
yes.
Okay, I have a motion to accept the consent agenda, J1 through J86.
Make that motion.
Actually, yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Duffy and who else? Bartlett?
All right. I'm sorry. Director.
Roll call.
Okay. Who made the motion?
Duffy
Duffy.
and Bartlett.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes on all except an abstention on J84.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
No on 29 and 80, yes on everything else.
Freeholder, Deputy Director James. Director Lazare.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, new business. Personnel.
Personnel.
Second.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett. Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. A motion to accept the bills.
Move the bills with.
Second.
Who was that? James and Oscar.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. Certification of payroll.
Move the certification of payroll. Second.
James and Oscar.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. Are we in receipt of departmental records?
Received and filed.
Motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. Second.
Duffy and Oscar.
Freeholders, Actor.
Yes.
Bartlett.
Yes.
Duffy.
Yes.
Lepore.
Yes.
Deputy Director James.
Yes.
Director Lazare.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great holiday.